Well, welcome everybody. Thank you very much for coming. And a special welcome to our guest of honor, Lawrence Krauss. Hello, Lawrence.
Hi, it's nice to see you.
Yeah, well, we missed seeing you last year, didn't we? When we'd set up this meeting in the Conway Hall, Red Lion Square, and COVID came along and stomped on it. So,
Yeah, I felt really badly. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to come to make a quick hello
mm,
and see everyone today at the meeting. I felt very badly that last year I was looking really forward to being at Conway Hall again and with you all, and then COVID came along, and we're all getting used to doing things online. My Origins Project Foundation
yeah,
I had several events scheduled, and of course they've all had to be canceled. We've rescheduled them for 2022. Our first event is with Noam Chomsky and Jeffrey Sachs in January of 2022, if all things go well, and we'll see what happens in the U.S. It's in Phoenix, and it'll be held online. But and even this AGM now is on
yeah,
online.
yes,
Uh,
indeed.
so we all have to learn to live with that. And
Yeah,
but there are good things that come as we have to remember that as well. And at least for me, having for the first time in my life having all of my events, public events everywhere canceled and travel canceled, it
yeah,
was the first time I didn't travel, and I suddenly discovered that I could do things I didn't do before. I wrote my new book, which came out in March. In normally books take me at least a year to write. I wrote that in 10 weeks because I just was able to work 12 hours a day at home. And I thought, well, I'm not a first line responder, but maybe I can do something useful for the world. So the physics of climate change
yeah.
was what it came about. And it's now become more relevant than ever. The new IPCC is just coming out. And I think it's important for all of us, including your group, to think about those issues that are really relevant, so people don't waste their time on silly superstitions, and begin to think about how the world really works, so we can know how to address it in the 21st century. And so I really wanted to just provide my encouragement to all of you to keep up the good work and out there. And I hope that I can join you in real time at some time in the future.
Mm.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yes. So the physics of climate change is in hardback at the moment. Is it coming out in paperback soon?
It's coming out in paperback. I think it'll come out in the new year in paperback. It's in England. It's published by Head of Zeus, um, and in fact, I met that publisher through my friend Richard Dawkins, who made an introduction for me, and I'm very happy to be working with them. They're now actually um, a part of a larger publishing company, Bloomsbury, but they were independent when I signed on with them, and I'm actually my next book I've agreed to do with them as well.
All right.
And so the yeah, in fact, I think I have you can tell me which cover you like better, because I have them
No,
here.
it's
Yeah,
yes.
this is the American cover,
Uh-huh.
okay, and then the British cover is this. So anyway,
Ooh.
yeah, so the British cover, they decided that this would work better for. It's funny how publishers decide the sensibilities of different people are
Mm.
sensitive to different colors. I don't understand it, but in any case, that's that book.
So
Yeah,
will you?
well, anyway, Lawrence, sorry to interrupt. I think publicity for your book may end up on our website.
Oh, well, that would be
Like,
nice.
yes.
That'd be nice, because one of the things that's interesting, and this is relevant to all of you, is that I had a heck of a time finding publishers for this book, because for a variety of reasons. But one of the things that was mentioned by a lot of publishers is that they didn't want a book about science, which is what this is. This isn't policy. This is the science behind climate change that dealt with things. They wanted something that was sensational. They wanted something that was doom and gloom and appealed to emotion. And at least four different publishers said, yeah, well, if you just wrote something that was emotional and explained that the world was going to end, we publish it. And I think it's really hard and really important for people to cut through that emotional nonsense
Yeah.
and sensationalism,
Mm.
and to try and deal with the real world, which is one of the things I know that your organization's about. So,
It's a sad truth, isn't it, that narrative counts more than reality, than information.
well,
But
there's lots of things that count more than reality right now in our public times.
mm,
Pseudoscience, um, in our country, wokeism, and you know, and just claims that if it doesn't agree with your a priori belief, and this is kind of the other thing, is that, as I've said once in fact recently at a debate at Oxford University, that we're seeing, and I don't know if your group will deal with it, but we're seeing lots of kinds of religiosity, if you want to call it that, or theology, not just the standard religions, but people are feeling that if it disagrees with what they believe to be right, it must be wrong. And of course, the world is the way it is, whether you like it or not. And that's unfortunately in our country, in both in the U.S. and now that I moved to Canada, it's the same. People policies are being based on what people would like to believe is true instead of what really is.
I call it religionism, because that makes it sound more like racism, which is it's very similar to.
Yeah. Well, in some cases, it is that. Insisting that people identify by race seems to me to be something that I thought we'd gotten over a long time ago.
No, sadly not. Yeah. So, are you going to start cruising again soon?
Well, that kind of cruising, yes, I'm going to be. I'm going to be. I'm going to be. The Origins project is actually, well. In fact, there's still a few. Spots left, and we're having a trip from Iceland to Greenland, and in September of 2022. And it's a chance for people to spend a lot of time intensively with people they might want to spend with. So the 3 guest speakers, it's September 8th to 21st, the cruise, starting in Reykjavik and moving up to the coast of Greenland and back down. And then we'll have an additional add-on in Iceland. But there'll be 3 guest speakers, myself, an individual who won the Nobel Prize in physics a few years ago, Barry Barish, for the discovery of gravitational waves, and another special guest, Richard Dawkins. So people who want to spend 14 days with all of us and a bunch of wonderful, and we found that the guests on this trip, our trips are as interesting as the speakers, and some of them are coming from England already, and so we have about five berths left in our allotment on that ship. It's a ship that's 128 people. We'll probably have about 40 people, which is about the right number. I don't want it to be too big. It's not cheap, but for 14 days. What is that?
Anybody want to sponsor me to go? Anybody wants me? President's perks, maybe.
President perks. Well, if you come, we'll donate a little bit to the organization, but just a little bit.
Great.
Because unfortunately, Arctic expeditions are not cheap, and I wish we could make it cheaper than we will. And the add-on, the Iceland add-on, both Richard and Barry and I will be on the add-on. There's going to be an event at the University of Reykjavik. We haven't finished those things, but that add-on will be separate, and people can sign up for that. That'll be actually a lot less expensive. Anyway, it's just a hop, step, and a jump from England to Iceland.
Yes.
As the Vikings discovered.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
In any case, I hope if some of you want to do it, it'd be great to have you and the Origins project. Of course, I'm hoping over the long term and can work with you all. We're hoping to do events around the world and co-sponsor with different groups, and I'm hoping that maybe we can do something together at some point.
Well, certainly, if we can fix when traveling is possible again, for you to come and perform for us, present to us, then we'd love that.
Yeah, no, well, I would too, and maybe we can talk about the climate change, which is not all doom and gloom. It's there's a lot of interesting science, and so, for me, it was it'd be kind of I think it would be kind of appropriate to do such a thing for the group in Conway Hall. So fingers crossed, even though that's rather superstitious.
That's a very
maybe in the new year we can all do something together in the UK. That'd be great.
That would be great. Yes, indeed. Should we let it go now, guys?
Yeah, I've got to take my dog out for his morning walk, but I thought it's nice to see all of you, and thank you all for doing what you do. I just wanted to say that as well.
Thank you for being our guest.
Okay,
Thank you, Lawrence.
Okay, you take care.
Thanks, Lawrence.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
take care. Bye bye.